Hello, CatsGarden&Kettle friends. My microphone didn't work while I was filming this video, so I'm doing voiceover. But back in July, I went to the farmer's market and I got sunflowers that were past their prime and grown in pots in not so good conditions. So, in this video, let's do an experiment and see if I can grow these sunflowers. I will show you how I do it from beginning to end, and we'll see if I succeed or fail, or both, and hop along with me. Let's go! Hi, I am Gia, and I garden in Portugal on the Silver Coast in Zone 10B. I share this small space with nature and my pet cats, and all of you who wish to join in our adventures. So let's enjoy spending time in the garden together. Okay, here we go. One of the sunflowers was a bit dented, and I thought I could try to save it by using a grafting tape. So this was my first step, was to get the grafting tape and try to save all the sunflowers. So yeah, this was the first step, and I spoiler alert, the grafting tape is not very good. But it did the job for a while. The next stage was I thought I was going to cut the roots. That's why I got a knife and I got a recipient, and I tried first to slowly detach the roots with my bare fingers, and then as I saw the amount of roots that there were, I was like, I'm kind of scared to cut them, so maybe it's better if I get a bucket of water and then slowly try to detach the roots from one another. And that's what I went for and what I started to do. And of course, this did take a while, and I was being extremely careful not to pull the roots very strongly. And it went okay. Obviously, one of them got more rootstock than the other, obviously, but I was very optimistic about how things were gonna go, so I just since I separated these two and it was okay, then I went and did the same thing with all the other sunflowers. It really did take a while, and I was very careful. So that's something to have in consideration, not to rush the process, but the future me would probably cut the roots, would have been faster and easier, and if I do another experiment, that's what I'm gonna do next, to see if it works as well as this did. Removing 4 sunflowers from a very small pot and trying to separate the roots. It was a challenge, but slowly I did do it. Obviously, I did intend one of them to be left with the most rootstock, so I could guarantee at least one of them would grow well. I think I got 2 of them that were pretty good, that had a pretty good amount of roots, and 2 others that, poor babies, there wasn't a lot of roots left. But yeah. So hopefully one of these will go into the earth today as well, and hopefully it will do fine tomorrow. If it doesn't, well, then I keep experimenting and see how many days they need to be in the water before I'm surrounded again, before I can place them in the earth. Neto. Now it's almost nighttime, and I've just planted the sunflowers at this stage, and I'm quite happy. That's why I filmed at night. They were looking pretty good. So I was very happy. And then the next day, they were also doing great. So first impression was everything is going okay. So there are 2 sunflowers remaining, and I let them sit in water for a couple more days because I wanted the roots to rest. And now I am choosing places to put them in, and I will show you in the small garden tour to see how everything is doing. I'm very curious how everything is going to be. Okay, so we are strolling around the garden, and the first sunflower that you see is one of the sunflowers that had small roots. It's doing okay. I mean, it's trying to survive. Really, I expected this to be as it is. I'm still happy it's trying to grow. The next ones are the ones that I planted a few days ago, and they are doing great, except the smaller one isn't flowering as I expected it to flower, so that's a bit disappointing. But the other ones are doing amazing. They're really tall, they're really good, and they don't even look like they came from that pot with 4 sunflowers. So they are really good. At this stage, I'm already glad that I did what I did. Now this third garden bed, it's in partial shade. And this was the other dwarf sunflower that was in the pot with the two sunflowers, and this one did flower better, but it was still not okay. These sunflowers, the small ones, were my disappointment in terms of I expected them to be stronger because they had more roots. They were in the pot. They were in better conditions, and they were a bit of a letdown. So 2 weeks later, they were starting to get buds, um, and they were looking really, really nice. And I was uh, hoping that they would bloom soon. So, perfectly healthy, considering it came from that little pot. This one, however, it did not bloom properly. This one was my biggest letdown. It did not bloom properly, and I don't think it's going to give another head. But hey, we tried. This one is opening right now. It's also healthy, has several sunflower heads. I think it's gonna be fine. And this little guy did bloom okay, and it did okay. Final thoughts for this video, for this experiment. I think things are worth it if they make you happy. In this case, buying already sunflowers that are overgrown in a pot is not the smartest thing or the best thing you can do, but there's ways around it, and you can get to grow some of them like I did. So it doesn't have to be wasted money, but really the best way is to just sow them. First, it was fun. It's fun. Uh, I could have gambled. I could have lost all the sunflowers, but I didn't. It took a bit of effort, it took a bit of time, but I managed to separate them all, and I managed to have 4 out of 5. So that's pretty good. Yes, two of them are poor excuses of sunflowers. They resemble no sunflower whatsoever, but they're still there. So yeah, I think bottom line is, if it makes you happy, it's worth it. Preferably, I will choose better next time and choose sunflowers that are smaller, less leggy, and with better root systems, because these poor babies were not properly sown at all. Like 4 sunflowers in a pot, that's not going to work. Can, but usually doesn't. This poor baby either got broken or eaten, but it still has plenty of bloomsies. This one has bloomed, and now it's gonna go bye-bye, turn into seeds, food for the birdie. I am not sorry at all. Not sorry. I'm glad I did what I did. These poor babies, yeah. These poor babies are not. It's still here, still going, but yeah, those were the biggest disappointment. This poor little creature is trying its best. You poor little planty, you're trying so hard. It's not gonna get any better than this. The fact that it survived. Oh, it has another head. Okay, so maybe I'll get 2 little sunflower heads, but at least the birdies will have some seeds, not many, but some seeds. It tried its best, okay? So, I had fun. I have some sunflowers. Pretty much that for me takes the cake. So, I thank you for hanging out with me in this weird video. So, say goodbye, Pate. Say goodbye, Pate. And for more videos, check out some of these. I will see you next fall. Say bye, Pate. Bye. Bye bye.